Welcome, it's your friendly neighborhood Badger here, and GGG just keep giving me crazy uniques to make cool content about. It really seems like 3.16 Scourge League is the league of chase uniques, and the Squire Elegant Round Shield is no exception. Now, I know I've talked a little bit about Mage Blood and also the Gravebind gloves, but today I may be potentially talking about the most overpowered unique coming in 3.16, and we'll talk exactly why. But basically, this is going to be bringing, if utilized correctly, some of the biggest power spikes to old skills or old weapons than we have ever seen in Path of Exile's history. And I'm going to talk about exactly what I mean by that. So the Squire Elegant Round Shield. Now, it's just a shield. It's an armor evasion base. It's got a relatively nice amount. It's got 700 in total, 350 of each. It's got 3 sockets. All of the sockets are white, and it has +2 to level of socketed support gems. Yeah, kind of basic so far. But then it has the next line. It's something that we've seen on Ulnatol's Vow, which is another unique that's being teased. But this is socketed non-exceptional support gems can also support skills from your main hand. Now, non-exceptional means any support gem apart from Empower, Enlighten, and Enhance. Basically, any of the N gems, which are just 3 at the moment. There might be more coming, who knows. But this basically means that you can turn a one-handed weapon or anything like that in your main hand, which is usually only 3 links. You can get 4 links on fishing rods, but I think fishing rods might be two-handed as well. I'm not sure. Anyway, we don't really need to care about fishing rods. So usually it's just a 3 link. You can double the links with the Squire right here, turning your main hand into a 6 link. And in potential cases, anywhere up to a 12 link, if you do have a one-handed weapon with all 6 slots giving socketed gems are supported by, which is possible to do. But yeah, we're just going to talk over what I think about this, why I think it's overpowered, a couple of unique items that I think this is going to be basically broken with, and I'm not saying broken in a clickbaity way. I don't think this should be in Path of Exile in its current state. Oh, you know what? No, I think it should be because it'd be fun, but I don't think it's going to be in its current state. I reckon it's going to get a nerf before it's introduced. Anyway, let's talk about it. First of all, both Crouching Tuna and Ventura have some weapons here that they've shown that this can be absolutely crazy with. So this is basically an example of a 12 link, a pseudo 12 link as I'd like to call it. It's possible to craft this. It's really, really difficult to do so. You can see that he's just used, I think, Path of Crafting here, or Craft of Exile is the website. That's what it's called. But we've got supported by level 20 Cold Pen, damage penetrates 6% of Ellie Res, which I consider this a pseudo link. Socketed skills deal 40% more spell damage. That's definitely a link worthy. Supported by level 20 faster casting, supported by level 20 increased crit strikes, and supported by level 20 spell cascade. Now, what I mean by a 12 link is you've got a 3 link in this weapon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the shield itself is, 10, 11, 12. Literally a 12 link. This is not clickbait. You might have seen it in the thumbnail or anything like that. It's not clickbait. This is potentially possible, which has not been possible in Path of Exile before this point. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It really, really is kind of crazy. Ventura has another one that is basically another 12 link, but also has socketed movement skills, have no mana cost with attack skills and everything like that. So you could turn this into some sort of, leap slam, shield charge, whatever you want to do. Obviously you don't have a ton of, flat on the weapon itself, but you could do some sort of stacking, and you could have a 12 link leap slam jumping around that literally costs no mana. So obviously this is a downside. With a 12 link comes great responsibility or great mana cost. It is going to increase the mana cost of the ability a lot. However, this now potentially means that Archmage builds could be a lot more broken, because Archmage is based, the damage of Archmage is based on the cost of your ability, and usually that's baked behind 6 or 7 links in certain cases. But now, if we're able to, you know, increase that a lot more and also cast Archmage from a weapon that has, you know, Spell Cascade, faster casting, potentially, you know, a bunch of other stuff on there, and then turn it into a 10 link, 11 link, the mana cost is going to be crazy, but also that increased mana cost is also increasing your damage, which is, it's wild. It's absolutely wild. I really like the flavor text on this, judge not the weak, for they empower the strong, which in this case, you know, one-handed weapons considered weaker than two-handed weapons, but they will potentially be the strongest archetype if you can get your hands on this shield. Now, when I say if, I am very certain that if it is released in this state, it will be Headhunter tier, rarity or higher. I can't fathom this being widely available to everyone. It will break the game, and that's not a joke. Let's talk about a couple of uniques that I think are really, really cool here. Mjolnir is obviously the first one, which is just, all of this kind of stuff is kind of bonkers. Mjolnir has always had its power locked behind being a 3-link, because it has trigger a socketed lightning spell on hit with a 0.15 second cooldown, and socketed lightning spells have no cost if triggered. So this is, number one, really insane, because the change with 3.15 meant that triggered spell, it might have been 3.14, anyway, there was a change that happened recently that meant that triggered spells now cost mana, but with Mjolnir, it's got an extra line there, meaning that it doesn't cost mana. This now means that you can turn your 3-link skill, so one skill with 2 abilities, into a 6-link. This means that it is more than doubling the damage of Mjolnir. More than doubling. This shield is like equipping something that's giving you at 120, 130% more multi in a lot of cases. Maybe not that much. I would say double, potentially more than double. Which is just disgusting. It's just disgusting. Anyway, let's move on. Arakali's Fang is another one that functions very, very similarly. Arakali's Fang is a dagger that has a 100% chance to trigger a level 1 raised spiders on kill. And then you can, you know, obviously, once again, with this shield, you can socket more support gems in the Arakali's Fang. I've even got a Path of Building here with spiders doing 120,000 combined DPS here. Put 3 more in. You get up to like 200,000 combined DPS right there as well. You know, like, the fancy things that you can do with this shield, the disgusting things you can do with this shield is astronomical. So Arakali's Fang is another really, really good one. We've then also got something a little bit memey, but, you know, this is a potential a potential 12-link on a very cheap scepter right here, which is really, really crazy. And most of these function relatively okay. Whoopsies. Bone Chill is giving you a more multi, Hypothermia is giving you a more multi, Ice Bite isn't, Cold Pen is, added cold damage isn't, Inspiration is. So, you know, I'd say it's a pseudo 10 link, just because of the levels here. But, you know, it's funny, because Bitter Dream, you know, you can have some sort of 9 link potentially there, but then, you know, with the shield as well, even more in there. Here's another one a lot of people aren't talking about, though, Dune Kubiari, which is supported by level 30 Iron Will. Now, this is the only real way you can get level 30 Iron Will right here, and usually this isn't really used in any sort of case, but sometimes used with strength stacking. However, a level 30 Iron Will, if you have a look at the difference between a level 20 and a level 30 Iron Will, if it's even going to show me right here. So level 20 is 38% spell damage, and a level 30 is 58. You get 20% more spell damage just from that. 58% more multi right there. So this is basically, it's basically, wait, where are we? Iron Will support. It's a 6-link with a 7th link that is giving almost 60% more damage right there. So any sort of strength stacking spell build, this is ridiculously powerful. Best in slot again, although you are missing out potentially on a little bit of strength, not having strength from the Squire shield itself. However, if you got a shield, it's block. That's the last thing I'll talk about as well. Not only is this giving so much power to your main hand, it is still a shield, and it's giving a respectable amount of armor and evasion. It's giving 28% chance to block right there. So you can be defensive with a shield. I'm kind of lost for words now. There's not really that much more to say on this shield. But let me know in the comments down below what you think of this thing. Whether you think it's, not powerful enough, whether you think it's too powerful, if there's any other edge cases of cool ideas that you guys can think of. I'm sure there's a ton of ways that this can be utilized in really, really interesting ways. I know I've missed a lot. I just wanted to highlight a couple of things that I found really interesting and exciting. Once again, this league is turning out to be probably the most exciting Path of Exile league in the history of Path of Exile. I know that's a big claim, but it's, I don't know. GGG have outdone themselves. I'm a little bit scared to the leagues coming, but I'm like, as in, can they keep up with this kind of hype? But I'm sure they can. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you enjoy this content, hit that sub button down below. Remember to give it a like, and I will catch you on the flippity flop. Until next time, Badger is out.